County to around Danville and points east, but to the west and south, a break in the rain, and it's all going to be rain generally coming up our way. They're already at 39 to 40 at St. Louis, 37 in the I-70 corridor, 34 Decatur and Willard and Savoy at the current time, 32 at Rantoul, still right around or even a hair below freezing as you get up into northwest Indiana and up towards the Kankakee. Visibility is down about a mile and a half now at Willard and Savoy. The problem yesterday, freezing rain, maybe later today and tonight, maybe some dense fog as winds drop off and humidity continues to climb, along with temperatures as well. So still lingering rain this morning, still some of that freezing to the north and east of Champaign for the next couple of hours, along with the winter weather advisory still in effect across some listening areas until about 9 this morning. And we'll head towards 36 this afternoon. So not much of a significant climb, a bit of a southeast to south breeze fading, and fog will continue to become more and more of a concern as we move through the afternoon, with more rain late this afternoon and evening time. Then more widespread rains after midnight tonight. Areas of dense fog too. Temperatures hold around 35. For the day tomorrow, milder periods of rain, maybe some fog both in the morning and again towards evening time, with a high to 44 tomorrow. Light southeast wind. Again, that fog could be locally thick tomorrow morning. Showers 50 on Thursday, 44 little drizzle early on Friday. Maybe a little more rain back in here Saturday and Saturday night. Temperatures still in the lower 40s, and we'll hover at or a hair above 40 with a still mild, quiet weather picture Sunday and Monday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm your host, Greg Solier.
That's a good one for right now. She's in Long Island, New York. This is New York State of Mind, Billy Joel. Dr. Mina Bose. Doctor, how are you?
I'm fine, Stevie Jay. How are you?
She knows a little about the presidency. She's I can't read the whole resume. I've told you that before. Could we shorten this to say under 1,000 words, maybe, so I can read it someday?
Well, just teach us political science and try to figure out the presidency is fine.
She's written a textbook. That's all you need to know. Come on, man. A textbook? Really? Mm-hmm. All right. Mina, it's New Hampshire primary day. First primary in the nation following the caucuses of Iowa. Talk to me. What do you think's going to happen?
Well, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but the big question will be, I think, what's the margin between Donald Trump and Nikki Haley? I think that's the question we're all looking at. I know, I think we were supposed to talk about the Democratic side, but that, I think, is less interesting, though it will be, I'll be curious to see whether Joe Biden gets a lot on the write-in votes. But I think it's really, can Nikki Haley make a stand in New Hampshire that keeps going through South Carolina? It's hard to say. At this point, I think we could try to kind of predict based on what the news reports have been, her final meetings, what Donald Trump has been doing in New Hampshire. But I really always feel like on Election Day we have to count the votes. They're saying the results could be announced as early as 8 o'clock tonight.
Well, now how would they do that? I mean, everything, don't they have like mail-in and all these other things?
Well, I guess the expectation would be that that the results will be fairly clear.
I mean, okay.
Iowa was so early that they called them while people were still, which wasn't ideal, I think, but the race was called while people were still voting.
Yeah, they've done that in Florida when people are in line and they say, Florida's, and then you just go, okay, I'm going home, you know?
Just, that was 2000, right?
Yeah, right? Yeah, I think so. I think you got to be careful doing that. I think all the media guys know that, but sometimes they got to be first, so they go ahead and get that whole.
No, we that's kind of instilled in us in the U.S. to kind of think about we have to know election night, and that was actually was an issue in 2020, right?
Yeah.
So it's but I think the Republican side will be decisive, and I think the real question will be this write-in campaign for President Biden.
Why isn't he on the ballot again? I don't get it.
Yeah, so the Democrats actually decided a year ago that, President Biden was the one who initiated this, that they wanted to change the order and recognize a state that had been very supportive for Joe Biden in 2020.
Right? Yeah.
South Carolina. Yeah. He didn't win the general, but the primary is really what put him on the map. I mean, it's kind of hard to believe. In 2020, around this time, no one thought Joe Biden was going to be the Democratic candidate.
Right.
He didn't have an office in one office, I think, in California. He left New Hampshire the night of the primary to fly to South Carolina. He really kind of put everything, hedged all of his bets on South Carolina, and Congressman Clyburn really was instrumental in that, and was, I think, a little surprised when President Biden encouraged the Democratic National Committee to change the order, wanted to pick a state that was recognized kind of loyal constituencies to the Democrats, particularly black voters. Republicans didn't want to change their map, and of course New Hampshire has its first in the nation. That's a state law that New Hampshire has had, that they must go first, and so they decided to go ahead. So that's why New Hampshire's 11 delegates won't count in the nomination, but people will still vote, and I think they want to show that Biden is ahead.
Yeah, but a write-in is much harder. I mean,
yeah, it is. It's a lot of work.
I don't know why. I mean, again, you've dissed people in New Hampshire. I don't know if it'll matter, but it just you don't take away. If you took Iowa away, they had $125 million spent in that state for this caucus. Yeah, that's a lot of money, man. That's a lot.
It is, but remember, Iowa was a disaster for the Democrats in 2020, and so they they really wanted to change this. I think what you see here is that institutions are hard to change, and even with all of the errors from the caucuses in 2020, 2024 for the Republicans went pretty smoothly. It'll be interesting to see what happens 4 years from now, but of course no one's really looking at that. But it's hard to change the primary calendar. This happened in 2008, actually, where the Democratic National Committee tried to punish some states like Florida and Michigan for changing the calendar, and Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama went all the way toward the DNC. Right in the end, she was really pushing for her delegates to count, and Obama, they weren't all on the ballots, right? All of the candidates hadn't gone on the ballot, so it was messy. Ideally, you would take care of this well before an election year begins, but the National Committee has to work with the states, and if the states disagree, then you have a battle.
It's Dr. Mina Bose. She invented the Bose radio, which I thought was
if only, sadly, no.
Yeah. Finally, I'm not sensing that Joe Biden goes the distance here. I mean, it's I don't agree with him, as you probably would guess, but it's more of a human thing. When he gets done talking, I hate that. I hate when he looks around and has no idea what he's doing. It's just it's a senior thing, and we're all headed that direction. I just don't. I mean, I don't think the Democrats really, they'd prefer somebody else, but I don't know how far he can go with this thing. But I think at some point, maybe you got to say, hey, you got to go home. You did great. Bye. But there's got to be an age thing. We have so many people in their 80s that probably shouldn't be there.
I mean, you're certainly, Stevie Jay, raising an issue that's come up a lot for the Democrats. I think it really kind of infuriates the White House and Biden's reelection campaign. But I think it's hard, frankly, for the Democrats. There's not an obvious. If there were an obvious candidate, then that would make sense. And I say that knowing, of course.
Excuse me, I get a call from Gavin Newsom. Newsom's on line 2. He's saying, me, I went to China. I was hanging. Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, but his approval, I mean, the thing is, if the president decides not to run, you really have to look at the vice president. And given the vice president's approval ratings at this point, it's difficult to see a Harris campaign. And I think it's also very difficult to see the Democrats nominating someone other than the vice president. So
I guess you got that. She's not going to say, okay, you're right, I'll leave, I'll go home now. No, she's not doing that either. You're right.
Yeah.
All right, Mina, well, we'll see what happens in New Hampshire.
Okay.
And then as we go down the trail, you're lucky I'm not enrolled at Hofstra University, because I'd be sitting in your front row and you'd be saying, excuse me, could you please stop raising your hand in my class? That's what you would say.
My presidency class starts next week. I just finished my syllabus, so we're off and running. And,
I'm ready.
You're always welcome to join.
Come on. Yo, well, Leslie, party joke. Pick a number between 1 and 46. Come on, pick a number. Anything.
Wait, what?
Pick a number between 1 and 46. A party joke. Come on. party trick?
44.
Well, that's too easy. That was Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was something like that.
I had to think for a second. That's too close.
I do. 16.
16's Abe Lincoln, but
Yeah.
I mean, you get
Illinois. That was
right.
the only bachelor in the White House was who? James Buchanan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, it's
Trivia's good. I like it.
I did my flashcards when I was young. Hey, listen, Mina, thank you so much. Always a pleasure. Appreciate your time.
Oh, my pleasure, Stevie Jay. Look forward to talking again soon.
Thank you, Dr. Mina Bose. She's a professor at Hofstra University of Long Island, New York. 7:17, quick minute, I guess. Sports headlines.
Illinois ranked number 10 now,
Yeah.
Stevie, and we've got Northwestern tomorrow at 8. Number 13, Wisconsin now against Minnesota at 6 o'clock tonight. Ohio State is at Nebraska at 6 o'clock, and Michigan at number 2. Purdue, UConn at number 1, North Carolina's at 3, and Houston 4, Tennessee 5. It's a bit jumbled, but I'm glad the Illini are in the top 10.
We got to talk about Jeremiah Fears.
Yes, some
4-star
recruiting
guard.
going on.
Yep, it's coming here. We'll talk about that coming up. Our weather brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
And they remind you their photographic competition is going on, and now through the last week of January is the time to enter. You can learn more about it at urbanaparks.org.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, this Saturday. That moderation of temperatures continuing on, and at least this initial round of wet weather, including still some lingering freezing rain and a few slushy spots, winding down too, along with the winter weather advisories over parts of the area. Onwards and upwards on temperatures in the coming days, with more rain in the forecast as well. Some slight cooling expected here over the back end of the weekend, early next week, but still, temperatures will continue above seasonal expectations. Up to 36 today, rain around this morning, still some pockets of freezing rain to the north and east. More rain late in the day. Areas of dense fog form up too. We'll bottom out at 35 for tonight. Light southeast east wind for the day tomorrow. Milder still. Periods of rain. Maybe some thick fog as well. Mainly in the morning hours with a cloudy sky at 44. More rain back in tomorrow night and a few showers Thursday. Up to 50 on Thursday. Little drizzle Friday morning at 44. Little rain late Saturday night. Highs up to 43 and highs lower 40s. Continuing on Sunday to Tuesday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Rochester, Greg Soldier.
All right, check the Fox Business Minute. That'll be coming up next. It's 7:20.
A tradition of excellence over 150 years in the making. At Busey Bank, we're committed to building relationships that span generations. Wherever your journey in life leads you, we are with you along the way, creating a legacy for you and your family. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The merger of amusement park companies Six Flags and Cedar Fair is getting a closer look from regulators. The Justice Department is requesting more information about the deal. The two companies plan to combine in an all-stock deal worth roughly $2 billion. They believe the combination will help them to compete with Disney and Universal. General Electric shares are losing ground, even though the company's earnings and revenue top predictions. GE's forecast for the year is cautious. 3M also reported an upbeat quarter, but its outlook for the year is well below what Wall Street anticipated. 3M makes consumer products along with things for industry and healthcare. And Johnson & Johnson shares are lower after its guidance was disappointing. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda, invested in you.
Get all of your favorite Fox News podcasts ad-free on Apple Podcasts with Fox News Podcasts Plus. From Trey Gowdy, the Fox News Rundown, Will Kane, Brian Kilmeade, and so much more. Go to foxnewspodcasts.com for all the details. The Fox News Rundown, a contrast of perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. Your daily dose of news twice a day. Featuring insight from top newsmakers, reporters, and Fox News contributors. Listen and subscribe now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com.
Are you tired of shivering in the winter? Look no further than your local heroes at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Hi, this is Gina inviting you to give us a call at 217-352-5400 to book your appointment to make sure your furnaces run safely and efficiently this winter. We've been proudly locally owned and operated and have been serving our community for over 50 years. ABC, always be comfortable. Call me 217-352-5400 to book your appointment today or go to abcheatingandac.com.
Invest in yourself and your money with a free rewards checking account from Fisher National Bank. Instead of losing a little each month in service fees and charges, wouldn't it be nice to earn on your money? Switch to Fisher National, where we offer 2.02 annual percentage yield on balances up to $20,000. No service fees or minimum balance required. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, agree to receive your statements electronically, and have at least one direct deposit in a monthly cycle to qualify. It's as easy as that. If an excellent APY alone wasn't enough, our free rewards checking also includes ATM fee refunds up to $20 and access to Reward Saver, which increases your earnings potential with 4.07% APY on balances up to $20,000. When you're ready to maximize your money, look to Fisher National, a bank ready to make the investment in you. See monthly requirements at any branch or visit fishernational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
All right, so how'd you sleep last night, Diane?
Well, it's been a while since we've been on the mattress. Mike, I think, brought it into our relationship and marriage 30 years or something, so it's probably time.
I would venture to guess that people have the same sleeping apparatus for decades.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to have somebody text me, tell me how long you've had your bed.
Right.
Anybody over 30 years? That's okay. Sometimes you get used to your bed.
In our defense, we've gotten one of those cushion things that you can put on the top, and that helps.
Yeah, whatever that's called.
Right.
Yeah, the cushy thing. All right, so that's today's Stever today, my friends. Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. You know, as much as I did my research, he had a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Yep, that's what we had old Steve do, because we started this whole thing, and the bed is not cheap, but the response, I'll be very honest, the response has been surprising to me. Right. Because it's like everybody, it's not just like, yeah, it's good. They rave. It's
about how it's life-changing, and the team at Kelsey Furniture, especially Brian.
Yeah, Brian,
like a PhD
in
on
beds.
how to do sleep.
And you raise your head up a little bit, and it's kind of alleviates snoring.
Yeah.
It's going to be an issue. Okay, so I caught up with a newer guy.
Great, to be honest. I have always had some back and some neck troubles, probably due to a bad mattress that I've had in the past, and so switching to a Tempur-Pedic has definitely helped with it.
And then there was Kathy.
So we went to Tuscola to check on the bed, and Tom knew that he just wanted a mattress, regular old mattress. So the lady was showing us all the beds, and she told him to lay it. She was going to put him in zero gravity. And the minute she did that, he just started smiling. He got new beds with the adjustable frame.
So tell me, what does it feel like, zero gravity?
It puts your head, and then it puts your feet up. So the weight isn't on the middle of your back anymore. It just releases that weight, so like your back doesn't hurt.
How valuable is that? And listen, I get it. It's just, we'll have to wait. We'll put this off. I know. But the offer today is I'm giving out $1,000 to one person to go down to Kelsey Furniture and try it out. If you change your mind, you don't have to buy it. Right. It's fine. But you get the first shot to try it. And if it's going to make you look forward to bedtime, that's just pretty key. Your whole life, if you don't get rest, it just isn't very good. Life, I'm telling you, if you don't rest and get a decent amount of sleep, the whole perspective of your life changes, your immunity system. That's why God had us sleep a third of our lives. We're supposed to sleep and rest. And if it isn't happening for you, maybe you want to figure this out. So here's the deal. You just text me BED to 217-359-2255, or you can go to GoStever.com when you get to work or when you get to where you're going. That's fine. GoStever.com. You're not a member. You can join, and then you can enter. And you would click on it, and that means you get to go to Tuscola and try it out. You have to do this in the next 7 to 10 days. We'll give you a couple days extra, but normally it's 7 days. You go on, you try it out, you lay down, you like it.
Right.
A whole lot of people go down there wanting a mattress and nothing else, and then they buy this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you call them back, and it's like unbelievable. And so there you have it. Yeah, it's an investment, but I believe this will be it. You'll have this bed a long, long time. So that's where we are. If you would like to have a chance at the $1,000 off, we had to call Tempur-Pedic corporate to get clearance. So they don't discount it. If you see a Tempur-Pedic on sale, it's discontinued. They don't discount these beds. They don't have to. So 217-359-2255 if you are interested in our Tempur-Pedic offer for the Stever.
When I was in college, we actually, all at Nazarene University, we all got to sleep on Tempur-Pedic beds because of the Bears training camp. So they all had Tempur-Pedics. And so I kind of got used to it in the 4 years of living in all of that. And I got done with college, and I'm like, man, my bed stinks. I'm like, I'm going to go look at these Tempur-Pedics. And then so listen to you in the mornings while I'm driving to work, and I heard the thing for it, the ad for it, and I was like, well, I'll try to get that.
Yep, and he went and got one, and he said he hadn't had a bad night's sleep since.
That's right.
All right, there you go. That's a Stever offer. If you're interested, text me BED or go to GoStever.com. One person gets a shot.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola, which is an awesome area to shop, of course.
Could change your life. This would be a life-changing deal.
That's right.
You're welcome. Okay, we're coming right back. 217-359-2255. I want to tell you a little about this kid we recruited, Jeremiah Fears. One of the top basketball guards in America said yes to Illinois. Details of that coming up.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club?
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Reekin, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. It's primary day in New Hampshire with 24 Republicans on the ballot, but it's basically Nikki Haley versus Donald Trump.
Overnight, there were 6 voters who beat everyone else to the punch. This happened in the small town of Dixville Notch, a quaint resort community just about 20 minutes or so from the Canadian border. Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, she won Dixville Notch in a clean sweep, earning 6 of the votes, which were up for grabs.
Fox's Mark Meredith. The largest ever university faculty strike in U.S. history across the California State University system lasts less than a day.
The tentative deal to raise wages was reached by the state university system and the union, representing 29,000 workers, including professors, lecturers, librarians, coaches, and others across 23 campuses.
Fox's Lillian Wu. The planned 5-day strike started yesterday, the start of the spring semester for nearly 460,000 students. Classes start back up today. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. University of Illinois police investigating after an 18-year-old student found dead over the weekend. Police say 18-year-old Akul Dawan was discovered Saturday morning on the back porch of a building in the 1200 block of West Nevada Street in Urbana. The discovery made after his roommate reporting him missing. So far, no foul play is suspected. Illinois Department of Transportation receiving more than $7 million in federal funds to fix electric vehicle chargers statewide. The grant will repair, replace, or upgrade dozens of charging ports. The funding helps support Governor Pritzker's goal to have 1 million EVs on the road in Illinois by the year 2030. Illinois' unemployment rate is up. The Department of Employment Security says the state's jobless rate increased by 0.1% last month to now 4.8%. Non-farm payroll jobs increased by 1,200 in the month of December. A slow warming trend across the state. Things to begin to thaw out soon. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim Miller. ESPN 93.5. We have all eyes on weather, brought to you by Houlihan.
Thursday night, 6 to 8. Keep in mind a special date night, or just because it's awesome to hear the live music live in the lounge Thursday evenings at Houlihan's. And the last week of January, coming into the first few days of February, it's Restaurant Week with some terrific specials. Houlihan's at First and St. Mary.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather. Freeze total on Champaign Event. It is Saturday. Temperatures continuing their climb up to and about 36 for the forecast high today. Lingering pockets of some freezing drizzle to the north and east, and winter weather advisories winding down mid-morning as well. Be a bit of rain as well in some areas, and more rain late this afternoon with dense fog forming up to highs to about 36 today, holding mid-30s for tonight. A bit of rain early, more likely after midnight though, and areas of dense fog too. Tomorrow, milder areas of fog and rain in the morning. High temperature with a cloudy sky to about 44 degrees. Down near 42 tomorrow night, would you believe? Occasional rain and patchy fog. Occasional showers close to 50 on Thursday. We'll cool off slightly here for Friday and Saturday. High temperatures up to about 44 on Friday, close to 43 on Saturday. A little rain back in early in the day on Friday and late in the day Saturday, and some sun returning for late Sunday into early next week, with high temperatures still above average into the lower 40s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Roch's Greg Soldier.
Yeah, I mean, I would not want to be a superintendent of schools. I don't know why Champaign and Urbana called it off today. I mean, it's 34 now. It's going to get warmer all day.
Right.
A little surprising, but again, impossible to please everybody on a call like that.
Well, and there was some confusion, and what is the policy, and don't you have to make the call before 7 a.m.? And yesterday it was a little on the later side, coming out of the weekend. It was just a little bit of confusion, and there was some pushback on
Coming
that.
out of the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I know.
Your job is to call school no matter what day.
I agree.
You got to call the thing,
But I think
if not the night before.
It's e-learning today then, and then, you know, I feel like the U of I is e-learning too.
I don't know that. I don't see that. Is the U of I e-learning? Why would that be?
Right.
I mean,
and there was some pushback again of the story that I had heard. Was Chancellor Robert Jones had seen a bunch of the students falling on the way to in-person learning yesterday, and then said, "Let's do an e-learning day." I'll check all of
listen,
this.
I think the rural roads are you're just not going to get the trucks out to salt all that.
Right.
But the main thoroughfares, I mean, I totally understand rural schools, because, you know, if you're on ice, and we all have driven on ice, you can't control a thing. It's just a question of what's the number on your speedometer. And if you go on 15, it might be too fast.
Mm-hmm.
So ice is just, you can't deal with that. It's very difficult. I understand that. But in town, they used to say, well, no rural buses, but the in-town, because generally, I mean, again, the roads that I travel, if the salt's been down and it's 30 degrees, it works.
That's right.
That works so good at 15.
I mean, it was really slushy today for us, and there is a lot of standing water, but yeah, I mean, I'm pulling up today's now for January 23rd, and it says e-learning for University of Illinois Laboratory, University of Illinois.
Uni-high. That's uni-high. That's high school.
University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. Instructors are recommended to move in-person classes to remote learning day in their format until noon Tuesday, if possible. It's recommended that non-academic activities are canceled or rescheduled until after 12 noon on Tuesday.
That's today.
A delayed start will allow the university and city crews to clear the streets, sidewalks, and parking lots for any of the remaining ice due to overnight accumulation. So once again, Champaign, Parkland, Rantoul, they all have closed next to them for our Champaign County. And I mentioned Uni already.
It is impossible to read a story like that and not revert to in my day. And it's not effective to start a sentence in my day because we're not in that day anymore.
Right.
However, it had to be a lot worse than that to get out of school.
What are the e-learning days? Urbana School District 116 e-learning day, but yet like Clinton, for instance, is closed today.
Yeah, and again, e-learning, I'm very skeptical to the effectiveness of e-learning. What it does is it allows you not to make it up because you're studying at home. I don't think it's an alternative.
That's what we've got.
It's an option. I don't think it works. The people it works for don't need you. They'll do it on their own. Those are those kind of people with parents that are watching over their shoulder saying, get this done. Otherwise, most people ain't doing that. They'll check in, take roll call. It's just, remember when you went, you didn't want to stay at home and study on a computer.
That's right.
All right, so Megyn Kelly. You remember Megyn Kelly? She was on Fox News. She's a big star.
Yes.
And then she's caught up in the whole Fox News sexual thingy.
Right.
Got a lot of lawsuits going. Anyway, she left Fox and got, in a very rare deal, she got big money to go to NBC. She signed for $23 million.
Ooh.
And it didn't work. I'm sure she got her money, but she's not there anymore. She's on a podcast. So she's on the Dave Rubin podcast. And Dave Rubin asked her this.
Megyn, come mid-January 2025, who will be president of the United States? And then I will let you go.
I hate when people ask this because
I know, and that's why I'm doing it, because you got me on that other one with the Trump and DeSantis thing, and now we'll just have a clip out there, hang in there.
I'm going to have to say Donald Trump. I just think, I know we're about to go through a year of criminal trials, and probably convictions, and maybe even the rogue judge who sends him into jail pending appeal. Unlikely, but maybe. Trump grows with every controversy, and I think it will be true this year as well. I've never seen the Republican base so angry about something. Even the ones who don't like him are going to try to send a message that kind of electioneering that the Dems are doing to him is not okay. And Joe Biden over the next year is likely to have a fall or an impossible to ignore senior moment. And so I'd have to say Trump.
Okay, we'll see if she's right. I think
was born in Champaign.
Who?
Megyn Kelly.
Never heard that.
I know. I hadn't either. She's 53.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Anyways, I think she's right about everything going. Would you want, if Donald Trump wins and then 4 years later somebody else, because it'll be his second term, but you don't want Ron DeSantis, whoever would be vice president, going after the Democrat. And you're saying, well, if they committed a crime, we jaywalk. There's something you did. We have all broken laws. And if the perception is you're coming after somebody because you're your opponent, that's what they do in the banana republics. You don't want that here. I ought to be able to call you stupid and incompetent, and it's called free speech. I have the right to be stupid. I can, if it's not going to harm you, and I'm not yelling fire in a theater, I can say what I want. And we allow that. You don't suppress that under the auspices of I'm a hater. No, I can be a hater. Just as long as I don't hurt anybody. Well, my speech hurts me. Well, your speech hurts me. It is just the most valuable part of this deal is the First Amendment. Free speech. We have to allow it. We have to allow, and free and fair elections, we have to have that. That's what makes us different. That's what makes us better. And to suppress speech based on you're anti-Semitic, you're a hater, you have that opportunity to be ignorant here, and that's your business.
Yep.
Can't harm other people, but I can stand on the corner and hold a sign and yell at you. That's my right. So I think it is true that it builds the Trump whole Trump thing builds because people are seeing this as a political attack. We don't want to start that because the other side will do it too. I don't want that from Republicans. I don't want that. So we'll see what happens in New Hampshire. If Trump gets 50, I'd have to think it's over because he's well ahead in the polls in South Carolina where Nikki Haley was governor. I mean, 50-20 kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we will see. 217 texter, e-learning days allow schools to meet the minimum days required by the state without extending the school year. Yep, that's right. So you don't have to go to June 20.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we did e-learning. Oh, great. How'd that go? Great.
Right.
Everybody was, they're so focused. Okay, so Jeremiah Fears is a basketball player.
Yes.
The kid's going to be here in the fall of 2025. So he's, 16? Does he drive? This is a sought-after player, top 40 player in America.
I saw that.
Up to top 20, according to ESPN. He's a 6'3" guard, and he's really good. Offensively, I guess, great. So Jeremy Warner on the Atlanta Inquirer podcast with our Derek Piper asked Derek what we get with this new really good guard, point guard, mind you, a point guard. Hear what I said? Point guard. In Jeremiah Fears.
A guy who's got an insane amount of offensive talent. And 6'3", just dynamic ball handler. We talked about it before, kind of comes from that Steph Curry generation. You can see it in the play style with a deep assortment of tricks in his bag off the dribble, the step backs, just the flow that he has offensively. There's really nothing he can't do in terms of getting to his spots, in terms of just having a really smooth jump shot. Now, we'll talk about some of the areas that he can improve, and one of those is getting more consistent from the outside. He's shown that in the past of being a guy that when he's on can be a knockdown shooter, but here of late it's been a little bit more of a streaky deal with him from the outside. But just someone that you can really build around what he already has, a very solid base and exciting base offensively. I think when you look at him coming up as a prospect, of course, compared a lot to his brother, they played in the same backcourt at Joliet West, and Jeremy Fears Jr. being a eventual McDonald's All-American, a guy that was a high priority target for Illinois for a long time until the very end. Fears Jr. is more of that pure point guard, that pass-first guy that already has a pretty nice build to him. He's strong. He's got good burst, good defender. Jeremiah is more slender, more of a scorer, and so there's some difference there as far as that goes. But I think that in time it'll be important for him to add strength. It'll be important, though. And I think one thing on that note, though, while he's been known as a scorer, I was really impressed this past spring and summer watching him. Number one, he's playing up a level with Brad Beal Elite on the UIBL. He's playing 17U as a 16-year-old and a guy that they put the ball in his hands a lot. I thought that as a playmaker, a guy seeing the floor, I thought he showed encouraging signs for someone that is known more as a shot maker than he is as a set-the-table guy, a guy that sees things and makes other people around him better. So I think he's progressed in that sense, and you should continue to build on that. And the main things are get stronger, get more efficient with the outside shot in particular. And but anyone that's ranked in the top 50, you're going to love adding that type of guy, especially one from your home state. And
I mean, it's a big deal. Yep. I mean, we got a big guy, but why am I twitching? I'm twitching.
I see that.
Adam Miller, Sky Clark,
right?
Jaden Epps. They were one and done, all right.
He did have an offer in September from Kansas.
Well, he's going to
Ole Miss.
He's
Providence.
Probably would have been everybody, but we got him early. Okay. But does it mean he's here? No. Can he change his mind? Yep.
That's why we don't make a big deal.
Well, I mean,
some of these recruits.
It's great because it tells you where Illinois basketball is. For a kid like this, we're set up with the NIL. We're set up with all this infrastructure. We're a top 10 team. But I'm twitching because when I asked Brad Underwood last time he was on, why would we ever recruit 18? Because we build a program. Because if they don't stay.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it, Dre Gibbs Lawson? What is it? The freshman kid? Longhorn.
Okay.
He's really good, but he's not playing. Anybody have confidence he'll be here next year? It's just what we have now. It is a swinging gate of transfer. In the old Mission Impossible television series, if you're 100 years old and remember that series, at the beginning, James Phelps always looked at the pictures in his notebook of who he's going to get for this mission. That's what we're into. We look at the notebook and all this stuff and video of all these players or who's going to be on my team next year. They're all going to be new.
Right.
Senior night's going to take 9 hours on the last game against Purdue. And again, our senior, it'd been like 9 people.
You're right.
So anyway, I don't know. I think it's wonderful.
And half of them were transfers, and they're older players.
Well,
we're
we're
great.
just, and I love the.
We
old
have that maturity.
But you need a guy, I guess, to kind of. Anyway, we'll see. Hey, it's a long time. It's like, I mean, we'll be into the next presidency when this kid was. It's just while, but it's great. I'm not discounting. It's amazing that you can get a top 40 kid and that good, and we certainly need him. But again, I just my last 3 didn't go so well from the standpoint of longevity. And he started Adam Miller 31 times, and I thought was wonderful in the press room about Adam Miller. And there he goes. See you later. What? You started every game as a freshman. Now sports headlines, the rest of it.
All right. Well, thanks for the update on Jeremiah Fears. And Illinois, number 10, against Northwestern tomorrow at 8 o'clock. We have number 13 now, Wisconsin at Minnesota at 6. And Ohio State's at Nebraska at 6. And Michigan's at number 2 now. Purdue, UConn, the new number 1. National ranked for the first time ever, Illinois women's track and field ranked number 1. Illinois Big Ten Freshman Honors of the Week. Brandon Dang, a gymnast, great on the horse. So way to go. Those are some trending stories with Illinois. Nationally trending stories, Joel Embiid had 70 points last night.
Joel Embiid, Philadelphia center.
Beating Wilt Chamberlain's 76ers record that was 68 points. But Wilt had 100 at one point in his career back in the 60s.
I thought he played for the Sixers, but anyway. Yeah, 71's a lot, and that's just
right.
Teammates throwing you the ball
and
every time.
Karl Anthony Towns had 62 points.
Yeah.
And then Minnesota ended up beating the Charlotte Hornets Charlotte ended up winning 128-125. So as far as the Bulls, they lost to Phoenix 115-113. Milwaukee Bucks over Detroit 122-113. But those are definitely trending stories. Joel saying how his teammates were unselfish passing to him. They've been passing to him all the time. Kind of a Harlem Globetrotter style game, it sounded like. And we got 70 points. Oh, my goodness. So Vancouver beat the Blackhawks on ice 2-0 yesterday. St. Louis's Blues are in Calgary at 8 o'clock tonight. Novak Djokovic has made his 11th semifinals at the Australian Open. I know our friend John Decker very into tennis. He'll be coming up on Thursday. Of course, Sunday we've got Kansas City at Baltimore at 2. And we on the AFC Championship side and Detroit at San Francisco, 5:30 on the NFC Championship side. So I don't know who you're going for. I've heard you talk about Detroit and maybe rooting for them.
It's one of those deals where, nice to see a new team.
Yeah.
And so, like them, 49ers been good for a long time. Great. Kansas City, yeah.
Baltimore's hot. Could they beat the Chiefs?
Baltimore won a Super Bowl, 8-10 years ago.
Right.
So, the Lions, dear sweet Lions.
Exactly.
One of the original teams. Dan Campbell, rough guy, looking tough but sweet in the locker room, kind of tearing up the whole thing.
That's right.
All right, so our Stever offer.
It's bad enough to me personally. It just puts me to sleep.
Tempur-Pedic.
I wake up. I'm not tired. I am rested up. It just wraps around you like a nice, tight rubber band.
Man, if you look forward to going to bed, then you have a chance to get one of these beds. These are all Stevers. All the voices you hear are people that won from us.
Yes.
I'm giving out $1,000 if you'd like to buy a Tempur-Pedic bed from Kelsey Furniture.
215 North Main Street in downtown Tuscola.
Just text in bed or go to gostever.com if you are interested. 217-359-2255. Somebody will get a chance to try it out. You're not committing to buy it. You just get a chance to try it out. Who will get that chance is the question for the Stever audience today. Let's check our weather, brought to you by Busey. For over 150 years, Busey, member FDIC. Well, our meteorologist, our smart guy, the guy that got the science machine when he was 12, while I was receiving
the weather kit.
Well, I was receiving the coveted Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So again, everyone, let's check weather freeze total on Champaign-Urbana this Saturday. Temperatures continuing their climb up to and about 36 for the forecast high today. Lingering pockets of some freezing drizzle to the north and east, and winter weather advisories winding down mid-morning as well. Be a bit of rain as well in some areas, and more rain late this afternoon with dense fog forming up too. Highs to about 36 today, holding mid-30s for tonight. A bit of rain early, more likely after midnight, though, and areas of dense fog, too. Tomorrow, milder areas of fog and rain in the morning. High temperature with a cloudy sky to about 44 degrees. Now near 42 tomorrow night, would you believe? Occasional rain and patchy fog. Occasional showers close to 50 on Thursday. We'll cool off slightly here for Friday and Saturday. High temperatures up to about 44 on Friday, close to 43 on Saturday. A little rain back in early in the day on Friday and late in the day Saturday, and some sun returning for late Sunday into early next week, with high temperatures still above average into the lower 40s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
All right, let's see. Yes, 217 texter. We no longer have an end-of-the-year basketball banquet because no one knows who will return. Well, they kind of scatter now, don't they? I mean, they got their people, and they kind of move from here to there. So, yeah, no basketball. I think Kiwanis has been doing that
right.
100 years.
A few other texts. Good morning, Stevie J and Double D. There's an old listener. U of I is online until noon today. And Brent had said the sidewalks were treacherous yesterday, U of I campus. I saw at least a half a dozen kids slip and fall. We were mentioning how the U of I is e-learning until noon on our conversation.
There's a lot of sidewalks. There's a lot of maintenance people at U of I as well. They spread salt all the time. And, yes, you do have to slide and be careful, but you can also walk on the grass kind of thing.
Right.
I mean, the stuff we always used to do. I sound like I'm 90 because I did it
Not really.
barefoot in the snow, backwards in the wind. Dr. Todd likens the pet pro, Madison, Kirby, and Champaign. Little doggies can hurt their knees in the ice too, Todd.
Oh, yeah. I was out busting ice last night so they could go out this morning. I still had multiple dogs go down on ice. Grass, patio, there was just no good area for them to go out today. So, yeah, it was not a fun morning because you guess what, you're not going to want to go outside and break a leg. They be in the house, and that's not been fun.
Well, obviously, the bigger the dog, the more weight on that, So it's definitely... Yeah. Now, listen, I'm not discounting ice. I'm just saying that we've had this for a while. We have ice, and the worst thing to do is fall on ice. I know that. You know that.
Yes,
we all know that.
I've broken a bone.
You can get really, really seriously hurt falling on ice. I'm not discounting it. I'm just saying that, again, you just see the level of, okay, got to cancel. And it's always it's been controversial forever.
Yes.
Because the people are mad. How dare you send them out in this? Or what's the problem? We can get, that kind of, you can't win it. It is unwinnable. But we do know the little doggies sliding on ice is no good, too.
Well, and the salt on their paws, too, Todd.
Exactly. That's the other thing that's an issue. And there's just falling ice. I'm just pulling in the driveway at work, and there's ice falling on the lines. Just hit a car in front of me. So, there's just all sorts of dangers walking under that. And the salt, you got to clean their feet when they come in from outside, for sure, because that will cause burns.
So it causes what?
It can cause irritation. Okay. I call it a burn.
Burn. Okay. Yeah. Well, again, you can't knock off 16 dogs' paws. It's like an hour and a half. No. Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, who didn't I do? Let's see a show of paws here. Who didn't I do?
You just kind of have to, bottleneck them in the mud room or whatever, and hope that they shake off.
We've kind of gone to. There's some of these floor mats are just big circle type things, rubber mats. And we lay a trail out for our old dogs in weather like this. And it's just when stay on the trail.
Right.
When you get off trail, that's when they go down.
What is the preferred length we wait between doggy baths?
Preferred length is about 6 weeks.
And why is that? Because the skin dries out if you do it more?
Correct. A lot of times people will do a bath because, my dog smells. So they do the bath. And when you do that, no matter what you're doing, you're drying oil out of the skin. And then if that was the original cause, then now it gets drier and drier, and the problem gets worse and worse. And people look at me cross-eyed when I say, stop bathing every week. Go back to bathing every 6 weeks, and you'll see improvement in the skin because you're drying them out.
Why do doggies like to roll on dead things? Please tell me.
Don't ask me. The stinkier, the better. Obviously, it's a thing.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's just like, what are you doing? Why are we doing this?
It's the new perfume.
I
Stevie.
guess so. I mean, another man's garbage is another man's treasure. I don't get it. Okay, you're still doing the dental here in January, February?
Yep. We're booking several a day. We're going to be going for a while yet. I know we're booked out through next week for sure, and then we're go into February with this because that's the actual dental month. We just get an early start on it.
Yeah. Well, again, teeth can be a real problem to the overall health of a dog. Correct?
To me, it's probably one of the more important parts of healthcare because you don't shower the body with bacteria from the teeth. And that likes the heart valves. And it's life extension if you can eat. Just imagine you're getting older and you got abscess teeth in there. You don't eat real well.
Yeah, and not to mention the pain. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Dr. Todd, how can people find you?
Hey, Miss Taylor's on the text line, and then Gina's on the text line, but coming in today, 217-355-5051.
Thanks so much, Dr. Todd Likens, veterinarian, the Pet Pro, Madison, Kirby, and Champaign. Go in there sometime and see the white English creams. They're Goldens except white, and they're mellower, having owned both. They are slightly mellower and calmer than the Golden, which is pretty amazing. They do shed, but good news, you can make sweaters out of the hair.
There you go.
Wanted to do that, get the loom out. All right, seriously, I did look that up. That's how much hair we used to have in our house. That's just what it is. But they are delightful animals. Unbelievable. Okay, we'll break. Be right back. If you'd like to text in this morning, 217-359-2255 on this Tuesday morning. This is the 23rd of January, and we're going to get through this and then going to warm up and a lot of rain, but not ice. Get through this first half of today. Better this afternoon. All right, news next. From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
Are you tired of shivering in the winter? Look no further than your local heroes at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Hi, this is Gina inviting you to give us a call at 217-352-5400 to book your appointment to make sure your furnaces run safely and efficiently this winter. We've been proudly locally owned and operated and have been serving our community for over 50 years. ABC, always be comfortable. Call me 217-352-5400 to book your appointment today or go to abcheatingandac.com.
217 texter, how many Illini players are left in the 4 teams in the NFL playoffs? I don't know that. How many NFL players? I'd have to think about that.
Well, and Malcolm Hill just got signed on with the Pelicans. He's 28 now, Stevie.
Wow,
he was
Malcolm
in the
Hill, I remember, yeah.
John Gross years.
Yeah, this is WSJK, Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana. Fox News now at 8 o'clock.
It's the first Republican primary of 2024. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
This is a very, very important vote.
Former President Trump telling supporters in New Hampshire,
we want crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country. We got to get him out.
Now, he rallied with 3 former GOP challengers now backing him, Doug Burgum, Vivek Ramaswamy, and Tim Scott.
And I think one person will be gone probably tomorrow. And the other one will be gone in November.
But Nikki Haley just told Fox.
In his dreams. I'm not going anywhere.
Haley thinks she'll do well in New Hampshire, where independents can vote in the GOP primary.
And I know the political elites are saying we all need to coalesce around him. This is not a coronation. This is a democracy.
There is also a Democratic primary in New Hampshire today, but the party is ignoring it, awarding no delegates. President Biden's not even on the ballot, with Democrats counting South Carolina's primary next month first. But Congressman Dean Phillips is on today's ballot and tells Fox.
Competition makes this country better. That's what makes us different in politics, in our economy.
We will provide special coverage of the primary results starting at 6:06 p.m. Eastern tonight at foxnewsradio.com. The U.S. has gone on the attack in Somalia with what the military calls a self-defense airstrike against the al-Shabaab terror group, killing 3 militants. Also, as Fox's Gernal Scott reports, American and British forces attacked Iran-backed Houthi militants for the 8th time in 10 days.
The joint airstrikes targeted sites with missile launching capabilities in Yemen Monday, designed to stop the Houthis' drone assaults on commercial vessels in the months since the start of the Israel-Hamas war.
Now, today in Gaza, Israel suffered its biggest casualties of war in one day. 24 soldiers killed, most of them when they were hit by a grenade that caused an explosion, collapsing buildings. The Oscar nominations were just announced. Oppenheimer leads the way. It is up for 13 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. America's listening to Fox News.
As most Americans suffer financially, gold just hit an all-time high. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and this is why you need a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To learn more, text the word SHELTER to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs. Secure your IRA or your 401k right now. Text SHELTER to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
NATO is going to help Ukraine even more in the war against Russia, approving a $1 billion contract to manufacture tens of thousands of artillery rounds to help replenish dwindling stocks of ammo, with new U.S. military aid to Ukraine held up in Congress as Republicans demand border policy changes be attached to stop a record surge of illegal immigration here. This as Ukraine has been hit with another Russian air assault.
Several people have died in this latest mass airstrike and dozens more hurt. The early morning attack targeted the 2 largest cities in Ukraine, the capital Kyiv and Kharkiv in the east. Ukraine's Air Force says Russia used a variety of missiles, cruise, ballistic, air and anti-aircraft. It claims to have destroyed 21 of the 41 that were launched. Russia regularly targets cities and civilian infrastructure well beyond the front lines. A spokesman for Ukraine's government saying what he calls this terror can only be stopped by force. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
A manhunt for a mass murder suspect that started in Illinois ended in Texas.
Cops say U.S. Marshals caught up with 23-year-old Romeo Nance near Natalia, Texas. And as they moved in, Nance pulled a gun and turned it on himself. He was wanted for the shootings and killings of 8 people at 3 locations in the Chicago suburbs. Cops in Joliet, Illinois have said they don't know the motives, but that Nance knew all of his victims. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
Now in Arkansas, they're searching for 2 prisoners who escaped the Jefferson County Jail. One was in custody in a murder case. The other is a suspect in another homicide. On Wall Street, stock futures are up for the NASDAQ, but down for the Dow. The day after the Dow topped 38,000 for the first time to close at a record high, and the S&P 500 also hit a new all-time high. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. ADM has announced the appointment of Ismail Roig as interim chief financial officer. He served in a variety of global operational and financial leadership roles since joining the company back in 2004. Appointment follows the decision of ADM Board of Directors to place Vikram Luther, chief financial officer and senior vice president, on administrative leave. Illinois' unemployment rate is up. Department of Employment Security says the state's jobless rate increased by 0.1% last month to 4.8%. Non-farm payroll jobs increased by 1,200 in the month of December. Illinois men's basketball player Terrence Shannon is back on the college basketball court after a judge allowed him to rejoin the team. Chicago native scored 16 points in a win over Rutgers on Sunday. Shannon was suspended indefinitely from all team activities last month after being arrested on a rape charge out of Kansas. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Well, don't think it's not going to be hard on the road. And I know everybody's prepping Terrence and the team. I mean, fans on opposing courts can be pretty mean, to put it lightly. But in this day and age of shock, of stuff that people do and say, yeah, I'm sure we'll hear. Northwestern can be a pretty rough place. Yeah. So we'll see what happens, but I'm sure they're bracing and getting ready, and also security and all that stuff.
Right.
Okay, Mr. Weather Station Man, at age 12, while I enjoyed my Rock'em Sock'em robots, the scientist was working on his weather models when he was 12. That would be meteorologist Greg
There you go.
Celia. Yeah.
Those Rock'em Sock'em games, that might help you for those road trips a little bit. So you never know.
So, yeah. All right. Well, we've got warming conditions, and I said it's a no-win proposition when you call stuff off because, you're going to have people on both sides arguing and saying you made a bad call. But here we are with warmer temperatures as you have described. You had said could be messy in the morning and better in the afternoon, and spot on, Mr. Scientist.
Well, thank you there, Mr. Morning Host, and Madam Host as well. And all is relatively well, not perfect out there. A little slush and mush here or there, a little coating in some spots, but let the road crews do their thing. Most folks have allowed that during the overnight and early morning hours. And as expected, the bulk of the freezing stuff, including the rainfall too, off to the east and up to the north of us, still a little freezing moisture as you get up into parts of Fort and Iroquois counties, but on the wane. 33 at Kankakee, same at Rantoul, but we're 35. We're living in Savoy. The I-70 run gets you to 38 from Effingham to Vandalia to St. Louis at 40 now. And again, rains around the Brickyard. Still a little bit of mixed moisture in the Wabash Valley out towards West Lafayette, and still some significant freezing rain through parts of northwest Indiana at the current time. So we're in better shape around here, but winds are light. Humidity is ramping on up. The grounds are cold. Perfect setup for fog. And we'll have to contend with that with some lowered visibilities over the next 24 to 36 hours. We're down to 3/16 of a mile at Willett in Savoy right now. 36 the expected high, so no real substantial climb, nor any significant drop off tonight at 35 for the low. Maybe a little more rain back in late this afternoon, early this evening, and then a widespread rain after midnight tonight. That'll take us through tomorrow morning. A break, come back later in the day and evening time, but 44 tomorrow. Light east to southeasterly wind. Wouldn't be surprised we get this winter weather advisory to expire. Then some dense fog advisories to probably get hoisted up over parts of the area through tomorrow morning. So 44 tomorrow, 50 with some shower activity will cleanse the atmosphere out of all the humidity, generally speaking, and the fog as well, leaving us a little drizzly Friday morning at 44 as well. Saturday up to 43. There'll be some rain in here, even a wet snowflake late Saturday night, no big deal. And then 40-ish by day, close to freezing at night, not bad for January and early February, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Why do people binge drink is my question. Binge drinking means I'm going to get plastered tonight, man. I'm going to get so drunk I won't know where I am. And that's been a thing for a long time.
I know, blackout style.
Well, but why do people, there's got to be some deep-seated problems if you want to black out, right? I mean, you can't argue with something's going on.
Right.
Why would a human put themselves in that condition? Because it isn't any fun. You feel sick for 2 days. Why are you doing that to yourself? Well, binge drinkers are 3 times as likely to develop alcohol-related cirrhosis.
Okay.
Is that a thing? I'm not sure the word. I'm not. A single night of binge drinking is more likely to cause liver disease. Listen to this. A single night of binge drinking is likely to cause more liver disease than a few drinks spread across the week, according to a study. A study done by the University College of London first reported by the London Standard, measuring the pattern of alcohol intake, was more accurate than volume for predicting the risk of developing alcohol-related I'm sorry, I don't know the word. cirrhosis. So it's a
Cirrhosis?
Cirrhosis?
That's something that happens to your liver.
Okay. If you drink a lot, it hurts your liver. Obviously, I knew that. According to Johns Hopkins Medicine, stage of liver disease, ARC, a stage of liver disease where the liver has become significantly scarred, may cause the liver to stop working correctly. People who engage in binge drinking while also having a genetic predisposition were 6 times more likely to develop that problem. But we have it right here on the University of Illinois campus. We've seen it forever. I totally don't understand. I think must be a lot of issues.
It says here on my, search online, 4 out of 5 binge drinks are consumed by men. 1 in 4 U.S. adults who binge drink consume at least 8 drinks during the binge occasion.
So I guess it's different if it's beer versus whiskey, right? Eight
for
whiskeys
sure.
would be way harder.
And that's the thing. When people say, let me buy a round of shots, and you have that going on maybe 2 or 3 times with some kind of celebratory moment, all of a sudden you've got a big surge of serious alcohol coming in, and it's just a tiny little drink.
Yeah.
So you don't realize, gee, I just had, 3 drinks in a couple hours that were tiny little shots, and you don't really consider that like a beer.
And they call that hard liquor.
Right.
Okay, and that's much more powerful than a beer.
Right.
Okay. So if you binge drink, you can't really be a witness to anything. You can't. Somebody does something bad to you, you can't say.
Right.
It puts you in such a vulnerable, bad position. And again, it's one of those deals where you're saying, well, why would you do that to yourself? They're just kids. Yeah, but to go to such excess intentionally. It's one thing to drink too much on stuff you don't know how to handle. I get that. But to drink it intentionally so you black out, you're running from something. I mean, you have to be. Otherwise, it doesn't make any logical sense. But what sense? I mean, we all have made really bad decisions.
Sure.
There's no question. But it's just the binge drinking thing you're going. But again, it's hard to relate to an 18-year-old and say, well, why would you do that? You're just old. You don't get it. Okay, all right, I don't. But harming yourself, I don't get. I don't get why you would intentionally put you in a vulnerable position where you're in peril. But that's a new study out and hurts the liver. It's no shock. I don't know. Sometimes you wonder why they do studies. Oh, it's going to hurt your liver. Okay, I thought we knew that. But good luck for getting another grant.
That's right.
All right, check your morning sports at 8:13, ESPN 93.5.
UConn's the new number 1. The number 2, Purdue, in action tonight, hosting Michigan at 8 o'clock. Another Big Ten team, number 13, Wisconsin, in action in Minnesota at 6. Ohio State also visits Nebraska at 6 o'clock tonight. We've been doing some recruiting. Jeremiah Fears has signed on the dotted line. Well, I guess it's more of a verbal commit, but that happened yesterday. And we're happy because combo guard is what it says. When we have signed this person, and more guards is what our Illini is needing. Number 10, Illinois, facing Northwestern tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Also getting more details about the Stripe, the State Farm Center, which is happening at 2 o'clock against Indiana on Saturday. Odd section, orange. Even section blue. Might want to consider what you're going to buy at Game Day Spirit very soon in order to make that happen and fit in with your section on Saturday. Stevie J. Didn't you
what'd
have
you say?
Blue in your orange section one year and really stuck out?
I'm a rebel.
And see, I have a reversible Illini jacket, so that works for me if I am, kind of thrown off by the pattern. And, I'm very spontaneous. On Sunday, I didn't, know if I was going or not, and, got somebody's tickets. Everybody knows I'm a spontaneous gal, and they'll give me tickets if they've got extra. And because of the cold conditions, that happened. Joel Embiid with 70 points. Wow. And it ended up that Philadelphia 76ers beat San Antonio 133-123. His quote was about his unselfish teammates dishing him the ball a lot. 18 rebounds and 5 assists during that game. But Charlotte ended up getting beat Minnesota 128-125 with Karl Anthony Towns 62 points in that game. We had the Bulls in action getting beat by Phoenix, and the Milwaukee Bucks beat Detroit. Coming up on Saturday, we've got Kansas City at Baltimore and Detroit at San Francisco on Sunday. The first game with the AFC Championship is at 2 and the NFC at 5:30. Preparing for that Super Bowl on February 11th, Usher is the one who's going to entertain us during halftime.
Yep.
Folks at Jed's Pizza are preparing and beefing up their staff because pizza is what it's all about. And I know you were mentioning binge drinking a few minutes ago. Super Bowl Sunday, they say that employers should start to let people off on Monday because they watched the Super Bowl and had a little too much to drink. I don't know about that.
You can take a day off.
I know.
I don't know if it should be a holiday. A recovery day. Okay,
Exactly.
so if you would like to try out our Tempur-Pedic bed, that's the subject of our Stever offer today. The program where I, Stevie Jay, give you money, and you can spend it and keep the stuff today. It's a $1,000 bill off a Tempur-Pedic bed from Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. All you do with this offer is you get a chance to go try it out, and if you buy it, you buy it. If you don't, you walk out, and the next person gets a chance. So 217-359-2255 if you are interested in maybe buying something that could possibly change your life. Tempur-Pedic, 217-359-2255. Just text in bed or go to GoStever.com.
Kelsey Furniture at 215 North Main Street in downtown Tuscola.
Trivia. Whose voice is this?
We know the value of voting Democratic when our votes count. It's important that you save your vote for the November election. We'll need your help in electing Democrats up and down the ticket. Voting this Tuesday only enables the Republicans in their quest to elect Donald Trump again. Your vote makes a difference in November, not this Tuesday. If you would like to be removed from future calls, please press 2 now.
Who was that?
I mean, first it sounded like Biden, but...
what's your guess?
I guess Biden.
Wrong. That's artificial intelligence that was generated and put out in New Hampshire. Don't vote. That's the danger of AI.
Wow.
That was not Joe Biden. That was computer generated. And so how many people are going to be able to... And that, think about this. They could do it for Donald Trump. They could do it for President Xi in China. This whole duplicating voices and, Elvis is back because if AI has... I don't like it. I don't like that at all.
Right.
Why would I want... I mean, that's not right. It's just, that's not what you want. It's just, but that's what's possible. You're going to confuse the heck out of people. And go, wait a minute, he said he didn't want me to vote. Okay, I'll stay home. Plus, in New Hampshire, he's a write-in. I don't know how that's going to go for him, particularly since he skipped New Hampshire as the first primary. That's not going to settle well with the people in New Hampshire.
Right.
Took that away from me. Now you want me to go write you in, and then you just phone called him and told me not to vote? What a mess.
Wow.
I don't like it. I think how do we ever defend against that? Because we know how people are. I mean, people are just kind of oblivious sometimes.
I know that.
So if I go to the mall and half the people don't even know who our president is, it's probably not likely.
I mean, they know who the president is.
You might be surprised.
Huh.
They don't know the vice president, I promise you that.
Well, I know in New Hampshire, little Dixville Notch voted for Haley today.
Yep.
6 of them.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana this Saturday. That moderation of temperatures continuing on, and at least this initial round of wet weather, including still some lingering freezing rain and a few slushy spots, winding down too, along with the winter weather advisories over parts of the area. Onwards and upwards on temperatures in the coming days, with more rain in the forecast as well. Some slight cooling expected here over the back end of the weekend, early next week, but still temperatures will continue above seasonal expectations. Up to 36 today. Rain and around this morning. Still some pockets of freezing rain to the north and east. More rain late today. Areas of dense fog form up to about a 35 for tonight. Light southeast east wind for the day tomorrow. Milder still, periods of rain, maybe some thick fog as well. Mainly in the morning hours with a cloudy sky at 44. More rain back in tomorrow night and a few showers Thursday, up to 50 on Thursday. Little drizzle Friday morning at 44. Little rain late Saturday night. Highs up to 43 and highs lower 40s continuing on Sunday to Tuesday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Greg Solier.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Procter & Gamble earnings indicate some people are getting used to paying more. P&G says higher prices are still behind its sales growth, but shoppers purchased more things in the recent quarter. Volume increased especially for hair and family care products. P&G makes Tide, Bounty paper towels, Crest toothpaste, and many other brands. Though earnings declined, part of the drop came from an expense at its Gillette business. P&G's sales rose 3%. General Electric shares are lower despite a better-than-expected quarter. Johnson & Johnson is also reporting earnings and revenue that top predictions, as is 3M. But the forecasts are coming in cautious. GE, J&J, and 3M shares are all lower. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
Hey, what's up? It's Will Kane. You can now stream live The Will Kane Show 5 days a week. I share my thoughts on a wide range of topics from sports and pop culture, politics and business. Streaming live at 12 Eastern at foxnews.com. And you can always get The Will Kane Show on demand at YouTube/Will Kane Show or on podcast wherever you get your audio entertainment at Apple, Spotify, or at Fox News Podcast. I hope you'll join us.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less. In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana invested in our community since 1908. Before you buy your home in 2024, we invite you to speak with one of our experienced lenders, Jack, Jim, Kim, or Lane. Experience the convenience of working with a local lender with local service, decisions, and loan underwriting in our comfortable offices. Visit us to experience the exceptional friendly service from our knowledgeable staff. Hey, if you're not already banking with us, give us a try. We think you'll love it here. We do. 356bank.com, First Federal. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS MLS 435-120.
You know, First Federal is one of our sponsors.
Yeah.
When Luke Goody comes on the air, along with Max Twin City Recycling and Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing. Are we hearing when that appearance will be?
3:05 Thursday.
Okay.
That's after the Northwestern game, of course.
Okay.
And he has practice at 3:45.
Okay.
So if Coach says I've decided on 3, then he's not on.
I understand.
And I just don't know why Luke wouldn't go up to say, Coach, I gotta jump on the phone here.
I got my people.
NIL gig here.
Got my report.
Yeah, have my people call your people, okay?
I don't think that'd go over well with Brad Underwood.
And let me just tell you the presence of Brad Underwood. He commands respect.
Uh-huh.
So Luke's walking out to his car, and he's calling Lon and Derek. Nobody knows this. And Coach, stops him. And after his conversation with the coach, he absolutely forgot about Lon and Derek. He was like 2 minutes going to call in, and then Coach stopped. They talked for not very long.
So is this kind of like, does he have the phone on his shoulder?
No,
and
he
this
didn't.
is on
He
the
hadn't
air?
initiated, but he just completely forgot about it after Coach.
Gotcha.
I mean, Coach and he were talking about probably important stuff.
Okay.
But that's just, Brad Underwood, to my eye, has been calmer this year than ever.
But still, sometimes even a relaxed state, he looks like, a badass. He looks like he's cross and ready to ball you out for something.
If you want to get him mad, don't dive for a loose ball and don't give your 120% effort.
True.
That just drives him crazy. Because he said you can't control the ball going in, you can control your effort. He can't take that, and that's fine. I mean, you gotta go. If you don't go, you got to come out.
Yeah,
that's how it works. But it's
and he's 60. I'm reading.
Yeah, he lost a lot of weight, and Brandon was doing fine. But anyway, it's Illinois Northwestern tomorrow night, 8:00. As we take on. Now, listen, we beat them by 30, right? That was without Terrence Shannon. This will be a different basketball game. Just book it. This Northwestern team has beaten Purdue and Maryland, 2 teams we couldn't beat, and they've done it in Evanston. So this is going to be, I hope we win. Well, you beat them by 30. I know. I hope we win. That's the kind of dynamic shift because these guys, we blew them out.
Yeah.
They don't like that stuff. So we'll see. But tomorrow night will be, I think we're better. But
So I'm looking up Brad Underwood. It's his overall record, 128-83.
what's his Big Ten record's terrific. I mean, he's the winningest Big Ten basketball coach over the last 4 seasons in the Big Ten. That is hard to do. By the way, I think he yelled him in Maryland trying to ignite something. That's the only time I can remember him really getting on him like that. I think he really enjoys the wisdom and old and connected and all the cool words that we've been hearing all year. And I think, again, we could lose the first game of the March Madness. I get it. But this is a team that looks built to make the second weekend and give us some real excitement. I think they got all the pieces. We certainly are good at it. We got defense, we got rebounding, we got wisdom, we got age, we got length, we got tall. I mean, we got a lot.
So 5-2 in the Big Ten and 14-4 in this season. But it looks like the overall Illinois wins are 71-54.
In Big Ten?
Yeah.
That's good. It's hard. It's just hard to win.
You're saying Big Ten, but he's just been at Illinois, right?
No. He was before. He's at Oklahoma State. He was at
right.
Stephen A. Austin.
Stephen F. Austin.
Stephen F. Austin. No, he's done unbelievably. I mean, again, we had Io and Kofi and Trent Frazier. I mean, he has some really good, but he knows how to put the puzzle pieces together. This is an all new team as of last July, and you're telling him, and he loves putting the puzzle together. Yes. So.
And his son Tyler's with him on staff.
Tyler's
right?
a great kid, and I think
that kind of helps diffuse. I've seen.
I don't know if that. I don't think he's going. I'm not going to yell because my son will see me. I don't think that's happening.
Okay.
He and Zach, he's a great young coach as well. With the new assistants at the NCAA, allowed 2 more. So Tyler Underwood and Zach, his buddy, and really good coach. So it's just Cool. All right, we got Inspire Your. We got Amanda in the house. Come
Yes,
on
we
now.
do.
We're going to talk about weddings
That's
and a big
right.
showcase coming up. Stand by. PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
With the leaves and temperatures beginning to fall, it's time to make sure those furnaces are in great running order. Get that furnace tuned up so it doesn't let you down on the cold nights. Dogtown is the People's Choice #1 HVAC company again in 2023. Ask about the current 0% financing offer on all Lennox high comfort systems and single component units for qualifying applicants. The number's 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Norm Miller here, chairman of Interstate Batteries. You know, without batteries, life would be pretty lifeless. That's why Interstate All Battery Centers carry them in every size, shape, and style so you can drive, drill, call, film, or do whatever it is you want to do. Stop in today. They've got the power to keep you going. Interstate All Battery Center. Outrageously dependable.
Interstate All Battery Center. You'll find them outrageously dependable just over Interstate 74 at 2504 North Mattis Avenue in Champaign, with batteries for most every application in stock.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Well, Donald Trump won Iowa, the second contest of the Republican presidential races today in New Hampshire, essentially between Trump and Nikki Haley, now saying about her supporters on Fox and Friends.
They're excited about something different, and they want to get our country back on track, and they want that energy, they want that momentum, and they want to know that there's hope and there's solutions that we can do going forward. We're excited about it.
Nikki Haley has made an unholy alliance with rhinos, never Trumpers, Americans for no prosperity.
The former president at a rally in Laconia, New Hampshire. The Oscar nominations are announced. Up for Best Picture,
American Fiction,
Anatomy of a Fall,
Barbie,
The Holdovers,
Killers of the Flower Moon,
Maestro,
Oppenheimer,
Past Lives,
Poor Things,
and The Zone of Interest.
The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences nominating Oppenheimer for 13 awards in all. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. One person in custody after a 14-year-old killed in a shooting in St. Peter, Illinois. Police say it happened Saturday night near County Road 700 and North 22nd 100th Street. Suspect fled afterwards, later caught. Willett Airport suspending flights yesterday morning due to freezing rain, according to its flight tracker website. 3 flights arriving at Willard, 3 flights departing for Monday canceled. Amtrak also canceled several trains Monday with stops in Champaign. Illinois men's basketball player Terrence Shannon is back on the court after a judge allowed him to rejoin the team. Chicago native scored 16 points in a victory over Rutgers Sunday. Shannon suspended indefinitely from all team activities last month after being arrested on a rape charge out of Kansas. Illinois unemployment rate is up. The Department of Employment Security says the state's jobless rate increased by 0.1% last month to 4.8. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather. Freeze total on Champaign-Urbana this Saturday. Temperatures continuing their climb up to and about 36 for the forecast high today. Lingering pockets of some freezing drizzle to the north and east, and winter weather advisories winding down mid-morning as well. Be a bit of rain as well in some areas, and more rain late this afternoon with dense fog forming up to highs to about 36 today, holding mid-30s for tonight. A bit of rain early, more likely after midnight, though, and areas of dense fog too. Tomorrow, milder areas of fog and rain in the morning. High temperature with a cloudy sky to about 44 degrees. Down near 42 tomorrow night, would you believe? Occasional rain and patchy fog. Occasional showers close to 50 on Thursday. We'll cool off slightly here for Friday and Saturday. High temperatures up to about 44 on Friday, close to 43 on Saturday. Little rain back in early in the day on Friday and late in the day Saturday, and some sun returning for late Sunday into early next week, with high temperatures still above average into the lower 40s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Greg Soldier.
Short-term market fluctuations can be unnerving for everyone. A proven way to tune out the noise and focus on long-term investment goals is to adhere to a well-constructed investment plan. This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. If you don't have a plan, we can help create one designed specifically for you. Call us today for a complimentary consultation at 217-366-3456 or online at ProvidentFinancialGroupLLC.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Oh, yeah. Inspire Your Amanda Jean. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Nice to see you.
Yes, it's good to be back here again.
Get nice and close to that Mick
Oh,
Jagger
sorry.
microphone.
It's been a year, so.
Amanda Jean, you have another wedding showcase, and people have to go to your you're a spectacular wedding showcases.
Yeah.
And you got it March 23.
Yes, so we're doing it on a Saturday this year. I'm hoping to kind of get more people in the community to be able to come and enjoy our 3rd annual wedding showcase.
I feel like a lot of people got engaged this holiday season.
I think still coming out of COVID, aren't we?
Yeah, well, we're definitely just, fully kind of back at it now, which I'm excited. And, I'm still booking wedding couples for this year. I already have 6 bookings for 2025.
Wow.
So people are excited and ready
You
to
still
get married.
got room in your schedule to help people, or are you booked for 24?
No, I'm always never say no.
All right, good.
So we still have plenty of availability. What is it? June to November is the wedding season. So we still have lots of available this fall.
Let's talk about the Orpheum in downtown
That's where you're having
Champaign.
Yeah, so we're excited to work with the Orpheum in Champaign. So many people know it as the old children's museum, but they've been taking the last year and a half to really renovate it, make it an amazing event and wedding venue space, getting ready room, large ballroom, outdoor courtyard, foyer with balcony. Bringing back all that historical fixtures and finishes, as well as a stunning stage. So there's just so much versatility you can use with that space when it comes to planning your wedding, but more importantly, being able to showcase so many amazing local vendors all under one roof is really what kind of inspires me to do this each year.
This is history. I mean, this place is absolutely history. I mean, Star Wars. That was the first movie I saw
For
through
me,
theater.
it was they did a Hitchcock Film Festival at the Orpheum for me back in the day, and I really enjoyed that
Well,
weekend.
how did they do the slope floors? What'd they do with that?
Yeah, so they kind of did innovative. They made almost like a riser out of it. So it's a nice carpeted flooring, not carpeted really, but like more of a pressed carpeted. So it's expanded nice and wide through the whole space. It's a continuous onto that stage, so you're able to have dancing on the stage, have your head table on the stage.
Cool.
It's really cool.
Love the preservation of all that.
Crisis Nursery had their holiday shop
Okay.
there, and it is a level platform then instead of walking at a slant or whatever.
Right, the movie theater, right.
And then you're already downtown to go take amazing wedding photos because that's what everyone loves to do with the wedding party.
Yeah. So anybody getting married needs to come to this because it's just like a smorgasbord of opportunity and filling needs.
Yes, most definitely. And the one thing that I've always wanted to make this wedding showcase into something that's interactive, immersive, and inspirational. So you really get to know who these wedding vendors are. Their products and services are brought to life. You get inspiration from what wedding couples are doing here in the Central Illinois market, but also, nationwide. So we bring design looks for table escapes. So you have different ideas of what you can do, different color palettes, wedding trends when it comes to fashion or just, overall wedding trends with cakes and dresses and florals. So it's really something you cannot find anywhere else, and something that I truly love doing with, like I said, with all the other local vendors and listening to what my couples want and what their looks are and trends, and then just bringing it to life for everyone else.
Is there a trend you're surprised about right now? Things that
I think the one thing that's surprising is wedding cakes are coming back. So, I just did a wedding this past weekend that had a stunning 3-tiered wedding cake. So that's a beautiful trend. A lot of candlelight, kind of minimal table escapes is popular. So just lots of candlelight, lots of greenery, but then making a wow ceremony is kind of coming back.
Right.
So,
now, when you say wedding cake's coming back, what's happening is people just get that one tier usually that's decorated with the, some kind of decoration on top, whether it's the couple like
and
us
that went
back in the
away,
day.
and now it's back.
Yeah,
right.
now
All
it's
right.
back.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? I wouldn't get a table and be a vendor for your wedding showcase on March 23rd. You know what I wouldn't do? I wouldn't have a table that sells guys socks. What's up with that? I mean, I can't rock the no sock look, but everybody's doing high waters and no socks. Is
Right.
that?
I know, yeah.
You got to be the certain person to be able to rock that, though.
I think you definitely
If
do.
Stevie
yeah.
J did that, it'd be embarrassing.
Yeah, not all of us are Ryan Seacrest or
Right.
or-
You got to weigh
Or
140
Matthew
pounds, and you got to. That's
Yes,
right.
yes.
But I've noticed the style is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, the style's different. You know, not everyone's doing the traditional groom suits, a full
Yeah,
suit
right.
with the vest and the tie. You know, we see a lot of casual looks, especially during summertime. So we do have a pop-up shop that will be featuring groom suits. Also, we'll have models ahead of time, kind of showing different wedding bridal
Models?
looks.
Wow.
Yeah. So you know, we do the full experience.
Right. And sometimes the brides are getting into something a little more comfortable for their reception.
Oh, yeah,
Almost
that's-
have two different looks.
You're
throughout
right.
the day.
That is actually a really a popular trend that I'm seeing is changing into the fun kind of dance dress and then changing the shoes.
That's
you know,
right.
back into the cute sneakers or
Wow.
high tops. So
Yep.
yeah, so we'll definitely be featuring all of those trends.
I'm on your inspireyour.com website /showcase, and I'm seeing this rack of 6 or 8 hair pieces
Yes.
for the ladies.
Yes.
Extensions, I
Right,
guess,
right.
is what the more official word is.
Yes, so that's kind of where I talk about wanting to really make these vendor booths more of an experience. So you actually get to go up and talk with like a stylist about different extension looks and what options you have, and get to see what the product is versus just kind of walking away with a business card and a name. So we really do kind of want to bring that shop to life for those
If,
people.
if you're a wedding vendor, you got to be here, right?
I would hope so.
I mean, there's a space for people to still get a booth. Or
Yes, most definitely. We have sponsorships coming in, but we still do have booth availabilities. I know everyone's kind of taking a quick breath from the busy
Right.
end of 2023. So yes, if you're a local wedding vendor and want exposure, want to promote your product and services, we would love to have you at this showcase. We have about 150 attendees, and we're growing each year. So it's a great exposure
You
and
can't
just to
get-
network with other peers.
Well, yeah, and you can't. I did a children's concert at Cranert, and Kraft was hanging out macaroni and cheese, and the guy said, "This is right to the vein, man. This is right to the vein."
Yeah, I mean, if they want to be a vendor, macaroni and cheese is great
there
on a
you go.
buffet.
There you go.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, if you're a wedding vendor, this is who you want to see.
Right.
These are people really excited about stuff, and your personality can sell them too.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, most
No
definitely.
question.
Now let's talk about your full service weddings, Amanda. I hear the planning tools and the stress-free wedding journey.
Well, we try to make it
Since
stress-free.
I've been through this last June,
Both
oh
of you
my
have
goodness,
been now, yeah.
It just there was some stress involved, and I wished I had called you a few times because there's so many fires to put out. So it really is nice to use a planner.
Yeah, well, that's good to hear. Yeah,
And people
and a calm planner too.
People think it costs tens of thousands of dollars to have a planner, and it does not.
No, it definitely
Very
does not.
affordable. It
Yes,
really
we-
is.
I mean, we want to make it affordable just because we know how expensive the whole wedding
Yeah,
is in
right.
general. So I always say for such a small percentage of your wedding budget to have a wedding day of coordinator there to ensure
Yeah.
that money is used well, and that all of the vendors are taken care of, your wedding party is taken care of, the flow. You just can pass off that rain completely after all the pre-planning.
Absolutely.
And just let myself and my team, just take it from there.
And you had a lot of experience on your team. People
I
have
do,
done
yes.
this quite a bit.
Yes, most definitely. So
Yeah.
we have a more experienced wedding coordinator, Lauren. She lives in Springfield and just loves it. So she drives up here for weddings all the time. But we also do weddings all throughout Central Illinois. So whether you're getting married in Bloomington, Peoria, Gibson, Paxton, all over Central Illinois, we can definitely be there for you.
So for me as a wedding DJ and the lights, and I like to set things up the night before, and you totally accommodate people like
Yeah,
that.
most
I've been
definitely.
at a few weddings where you've been rocking the show, and it's just seamless. I love it.
I mean, I'm going to be going back this right after this and tearing down the big wedding we had this weekend.
Wow.
So, very much having to kind of work with the weather and everything the rental
Yeah.
companies had to postpone.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, we are full service too. So if you just want to leave your wedding day and have to not take anything home, then we'll come back and get everything picked up and coordinate with your vendors and not even have to.
There's-
Our couples on their honeymoon, they don't even know.
Right.
Nice.
And there's so many parents and families who are invested in all of this, and to know that they can just go home after the reception instead of, I've seen so many weddings, of course, my 30 years of DJing and things like that, where the whole family is just rallying to pick up all the bouquets from the, the tables and getting all the names. And it's
leftover
like,
food. And
it's like, wouldn't it be nice just to put your
leave?
feet up a minute?
All right, March 23rd, Orpheum. It's the wedding showcase you've got to attend from Inspire Your and Amanda Jean. And if you want information, how much to get in? $50? What does it cost?
No, it's $25 per ticket.
All that access to all those cool things for
Yes.
$25.
Yes, for $25, and then we do bundle pricing, so discounted for 2 to 4 tickets, 6 tickets, and then with that obviously comes with sampling drinks and food and desserts and seeing all the different
samples.
Samples. Everyone loves a good sample.
I like samples.
But this is like fancy samples. This isn't, like
it's not at the Costco, not the Costco or Sam's.
Right.
Okay.
Not just a veggie tray.
I time it around dinner when I go there. Yeah.
Well,
free dinner.
This showcase is a perfect time because it's 2 to 5, and then go downtown and bring your bridesmaid, bring your mom, your mother-in-law to be.
Just get ideas too.
Just have a fun time on your wedding journey. That's really what Inspire Your wants this to be.
Now, are there goodie bags when you walk in the door if you've signed up ahead of time?
Yes, we have swag bags that are available. So we work with local vendors to create the swag bag.
That's fun.
So that'll be fun. And, I just always think if I was a bride or, a groom, what would I want planning my wedding day? And this is a showcase that I would want to go to.
All right, Amanda Jean, where do they go to get tickets? How do they get information?
Sure. So you go to inspireyour.com/wedding showcase, and you'll see all of our details. And we will be promoting the upcoming vendors that will be participating and local sponsors here in the upcoming weeks as everyone kind of turns back on to the wedding season.
Let's get it going. Hey, thanks for coming in, Driving to Philo. We appreciate that. And
I
can't
love
wait
it.
for the show, and we'll talk to you again before.
It's at the Orpheum, March 23rd, and inspireyour.com for details.
A tradition of excellence over 150 years in the making. At Busey Bank, we're committed to building relationships that span generations. Wherever your journey in life leads you, we are with you along the way, creating a legacy for you and your family. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Looking for a place to host a corporate meeting, intimate gathering, or a large-scale celebration? If so, the University of Illinois' Alice Campbell Alumni Center offers the perfect space and staff to make your function a success. A few rooms offered at the center include the Elegant Ballroom, the Richmond Family Gallery, and the Premier and Professional Executive Boardroom. For more information on renting a space at the Alice Campbell Alumni Center, visit uiaa.org/alumni-center or call 1-800-355-2580. Go Illini.
Fighting Illini heading to Evanston for the game tomorrow night. Jeremiah Fears is in the house. He committed verbally. Derek Piper on Illini Inquirer with Jeremy Warner yesterday.
A guy who's got an insane amount of offensive talent. And 6'3", just dynamic ball handler. We talked about it before. Kind of comes from that Steph Curry generation. You can see it in the play style with a deep assortment of tricks in his bag off the dribble, the step backs, just the flow that he has offensively. There's really nothing he can't do in terms of getting to his spots, in terms of just having a really smooth jump shot. Now, we'll talk about some of the areas that he can improve, and one of those is getting more consistent from the outside. He's
finishing his high school career in the next year and a half in Arizona.
Yeah.
But he'll be here in the fall of 25 as long as he continues on with that commitment.
Jeremiah Fears.
Yep, he's got to be a really good player.
Go Illini. Number 10, Illinois, now ranked number 10, taking on Northwestern tomorrow at 8. Also gearing up for Stripe the State Farm Center. I can say that again. 2 o'clock on Saturday as Illinois takes on Indiana. Odd orange, even blue. Number 13, Wisconsin now. Number 13, taking on Minnesota at 6 o'clock tonight. Ohio State's at Nebraska at 6. And Michigan at number 2 now. Purdue. The new number 1 is UConn. Also trending in Illini Nation, ranked number 1 for the first time, Illinois women's track and field. Way to go. And a Big Ten freshman gymnast, Brandon Dang, has those honors for the Big Ten Athlete of the Week. As far as NBA, we did have Phoenix beating the Bulls 115-113. Milwaukee Bucks over Detroit 122-113. But Philadelphia beating San Antonio 133-123 with Joel Embiid with 70 points in that game. Wilt Chamberlain, when he was with the 76ers, had a record 68 points. Joel was saying it's just nice to be in the same sentence as Wilt Chamberlain after the game. Karl Anthony Towns, 62 points, but it ended up that Charlotte beat Minnesota 128-125. The Pelicans have a 10-day contract with Malcolm Hill, who's 28 these days, played for John Gross back in the day. Novak Djokovic is in his 11th semifinals with the Australian Open in progress now. NHL-wise, Vancouver over the Blackhawks 2-0, and St. Louis is at Calgary tonight. That's sports. I'm Diane Ducey.
All right, so a week from Thursday is February.
Yes.
What is the projected forecast for February 1st? Anybody?
High 50, low 32.
Low 32, ding, ding, ding. High with sunshine, 55.
Yes!
Wow.
I love it.
Weather with Greg coming up.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow right here in Champaign-Urbana can switch you over so you can start saving today. Kurt and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. It's easy to switch and save. Just give them a call when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois. Champaign-Urbana this Saturday. That moderation of temperatures continuing on, and at least this initial round of wet weather, including still some lingering freezing rain and a few slushy spots, winding down too, along with the winter weather advisories over parts of the area. Onwards and upwards on temperatures in the coming days, with more rain in the forecast as well. Some slight cooling expected here over the back end of the weekend, early next week, but still temperatures will continue above seasonal expectations. Up to 36 today. Rain around this morning. Still some pockets of freezing rain to the north and east. More rain late in the day. Areas of dense fog form up too. We'll bottom out at 35 for tonight. Light southeast east wind for the day tomorrow. Milder still. Periods of rain. Maybe some thick fog as well. Mainly in the morning hours with a cloudy sky at 44. More rain back in tomorrow night and a few showers Thursday. Up to 50 on Thursday. Little drizzle Friday morning at 44. Little rain late Saturday night. Highs up to 43 and highs lower 40s. Continuing on Sunday to Tuesday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
During challenging times, family and health come first. This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Many of us have spent the past year feeling a little bit out of control, but there are steps that you can take to plan for a better financial future. Now is the time to take action and create a financial plan that's right for you. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Alana will head to Evanston bus. I mean,
okay.
I don't think they fly to Chicago, do they?
I wouldn't think. Who knows?
Yeah. Anyway, they go the day before. It's Lon Kruger back in the day used to fly day of, but in weather and stuff like that. So the Big Ten, I think, says you got to come day before. And it's not till 8 o'clock tomorrow night, so they'll be doing all their stuff up there. In Welsh Ryan Arena, I think is what it's still called.
That sounds right.
Up there in Northwestern.
I had a text come in asking about the Kelsey bed, Stevie.
Well, we have $1,000. You're not going to ever get this anywhere else in the world. $1,000 toward a Tempur-Pedic bed. And this will be the last bed you ever buy, and it might just give you that night's sleep. And zero gravity, you can do zero gravity in your lower back with this thing. Anyway, 217-359-2255. Text in bed if you want to be considered for a $1,000 bill.
Sounds good.
It's actually not a $1,000 bill because you have to buy that at Mary Lydia's.
Right.
At the,
I don't think
Gold
they have
Nugget.
those anymore.
You can get them collectors about $1,200.
Wow.
Get a $1,000 bill.
Okay.
And I'm giving $1,000 toward this bed. And if you're interested, go to ghoststever.com. You can enter that way, or simply text in BED, and you have an opportunity to go try it. You don't have to buy it. This is not a commitment to buy. It's a try. And I think you're going to like it. It's whoa. And then you look forward to bed because you'll sleep like a rock, which is huge for everything.
Uh-huh.
All right, the boys are back today. Too much ice yesterday.
Yes.
So Kyle will be in along with Derek Piper, Lonte, more on Jeremiah Fears, more on the Atlanta tomorrow night Northwestern.
Absolutely.
And everything else that is going on in the world of sports. That'll be this afternoon, 3 to 5 with the 3 o'clock hour replay at 5 o'clock. Luke Goody already announced for 3:05 this Thursday. And hear from the Fighting Illini, whatever he is, guard? Two guard? Forward? I don't know what, Luke. He's just a good player.
I don't know, but he hits the threes a lot. That's for sure.
He's a good shooter, and he gets after it. And
he prides himself on the defense.
You just keep rebounding up there at Northwestern. I think we'll be good.
Absolutely.
Just keep dominating the board. I, again, would like to have some study done on how many teams lose when they win the rebounding battle. Not very many. I'm going to say 80% of the time you win with most rebounds.
Yeah.
So just go get the ball.
Yeah.
And that's desire. That is just like, that's my ball. And sometimes when we're not rebounding, it's like, that's not my ball. I'll get it Tuesday. No, get it now. Okay. Thank you, Diane.
Enjoy the day.
Again, a Tempur-Pedic bed. The offer, $1,000 toward this at Kelsey in Tuscola. Love Tuscola. All you got to do is go stever.com or text in bed to be in the drawing, in the consideration. Okay, back tomorrow, God willing. Enjoy, stay safe, watch the slippery conditions as we get warmer. 35 currently, which is great news. I am Stevie Jay. We'll meet tomorrow. Have a great Tuesday.
Have you ever looked at a junk truck and said, man, that truck is pretty? Two men in a junk truck. Trucks are pretty. They're pretty big, so they can handle large jobs. They're pretty reliable. Two Men in a Truck has been recognized as a trusted leader in the moving industry for over 35 years. Now we are proud to offer that same reliability to junk removal, and they're pretty fast. When you're ready to let some things go and that you don't need, you don't want to wait 3 weeks. You want it gone now. Go to twomeninAjunkTruck.com and make room for what matters most.
If you're in the market for a new car battery, you could go to one of those big box stores, except there's no guarantee you'll be served by an actual car expert.
Clean up in aisle 3.
You could pick a battery off the shelf, except it might be close to expiring. Or you could just come into Interstate. Don't make a big box store blunder. With competitive prices and a more personal, reliable approach, Interstate Batteries is the clear-cut choice if you want to guarantee yourself a new and trustworthy car battery. They're open and ready to serve you at 2504 North Mattis Avenue in Champaign.
First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana invested in our community since 1908. Before you buy your home in 2024, we invite you to speak with one of our experienced lenders, Jack, Jim, Kim, or Lane. Experience the convenience of working with a local lender with local service, decisions, and loan underwriting in our comfortable offices. Visit us to experience the exceptional friendly service from our knowledgeable staff. Hey, if you're not already banking with us, give us a try. We think you'll love it here. We do. 356bank.com, First Federal. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 435120.
Get ready for the 8th annual Champaign-Urbana Area Restaurant Week. Over 9 days, we will eat our hearts out at local restaurants that span the world. Make your reservations early or get out anytime during a restaurant's open hours from January 26th through February 3rd. Don't forget to share your pictures and experience with hashtag CU Restaurant Week for a chance to win a $100 gift card to your Champaign-Urbana Area restaurant of choice. For more information on this exciting upcoming event, visit experiencecu.org.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
BMW, Buick, GMC, Honda, and Subaru. Welcome to Sarah Champagne. We can handle all your car repairs on site, including paintless dent repair, bumpers, windshields, everything in between. We have an amazing selection of new or pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Shop from home and buy online or reserve your vehicle before it hits our website or dealership. Sarah Champagne is home of the Sarah One Price Promise, delivering an honest and transparent buying experience. Hurry in or shop online at sarahchampagne.com.
Are you tired of getting the short end of the stick and always being stuck with cold water for your showers? Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing is here to help. With current tax incentives and rebates, you can save up to $900 on a high-efficiency tankless water heater, unlimited hot water, and saving on your energy bills. It seems like the best gift you could give your home. With the current promotion of 0% financing for qualified applicants, you can't afford not to call. 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing. Your home's